Welcome to Under the Alder Tree. I am your host, Shelley Carter, owner, founder, published speaker, and teacher of Alder Healing Center. Here we provide education, training, and thought-provoking messages and healing for the body, the mind, and the spirit. Today's topic of conversation is chiropractics and spiritual healing, or chiropractics versus spiritual healing, and is there a place that both can exist side by side? My guest today is Dr. Raul Zavaleta. He's a chiropractic physician, holistic practitioner, and a Native American healer. So, Dr. Raul, welcome to Under the Alder Tree.
Thank you. It's a joy to be here.
Oh, awesome. Great. So, Dr. Raul, before we get started, I'd like you to introduce yourself, but I'd like to, your background growing up is different than I would say most here in America. And I would like you to take a moment just to share a little bit about your journey to getting to where you're at and what you do today with chiropractics and spiritual healing.
Oh, yes, sure. Well, obviously, I became a chiropractor graduated in 1994 at what is used to be the College of Chiropractic, now is the National University of Health Science. It's in Lombard, located in Lombard, Illinois. But definitely because of my upbringing as a young boy, I was exposed to all different kinds of healings, folk healings. Both of my grandmothers, especially one of them that did teach me since I was the age of 10. She taught me the ways of the healing by manipulation, like helping babies and so on and so forth. When the babies had this little hard belly, and then she would work with her hands, with some oil and also provide them with just a little bit of spoon of olive oil and so on and so forth, and always help them to heal their digestive situation here. Um, also, I've been exposed according to my practices, my upbringing as well, because I was exposed to Native American ceremonies at some point in my life. Has been like cause an impact and cause a, I would say, a definition of what I'm doing right now these days, which is something really amazingly effective that can be is here, to the service of the people of the world.
In relationship to chiropractics and the way you work, your techniques are very different. And I've known chiropractors, I've been to chiropractors all over the United States. And I have found your method of chiropractic to be very different.
Yes. Well, I was the part of my exposure is being exposed to energy healing as part of the process, and this energy healing in my research, I came across pranic healing, which was a really a good, amazing opportunity to understand about how the energy works and so on and so forth in the physical body. And this has been pranic healing has been the precursor of research, especially in St. Louis, Missouri. There's a hospital that is doing some serious research through their nurses system and so on and so forth on the effectiveness of pranic healing. Anyway, as it came to me, this has been helping me to develop a unique system that has to do with I would say, my empathy or empathic abilities, as well as be able to use the reading to create some sort of intuitive reading of people's conditions, as well as I came with the process that came to me in the spiritual realm, not just the energy, but one step beyond on the spiritual realm that has to do with the healing of the spiritual healing. And I had labeled this as tonal healing.
So when you talk about spiritual healing, what do you mean by that? Because
Um,
spiritual can be lots of things to a lot of different people.
That's a good observation. Yes, indeed. What I've been seeing is that in the Native American traditions, in the different nations and different places, there is a common belief that all things that are related to us around us, um, could be an element, could be a plant, could be an animal. They all carry spiritual energy, and as it is, the that's the spiritual energy that we can be asking to be our allies into helping people.
So, how do you use that in the work that you do?
Well, after I do using the intuitive reading that I do about people, um, in their bodies, uh, we try to figure out if that part of the body might require nutrition, it might require energy healing, or it might require a help from the spiritual point of view. And that's basically um, came through that process of energy reading as well, because you can
Mhm.
ask a question, just like
Mhm.
in applied kinesiology as well. You can ask questions and see a response of the body. In this case, we can see the changes of energy and the intensity and so on and so forth when you ask a question about if that particular part of the body requires some healing or tonal healing.
Given your Native American healer, would you consider yourself to be a shaman? And do you use that in your chiropractic works, or what's your view of that? I have a lot of people ask that question. So, what would be the difference between a healer and a shaman, and why would you choose one over the other in terms of your language and how you practice?
Yeah, shaman. The word shaman is being
'Cause you're trained
probably.
in Lakota, right?
Yes, yeah. Well, I one of my exposures was that I became adopted Lakota, and I became a sun dancer. Um, in general, shamanism exists in different cultures, not
Hmm.
just in the Native American culture, and it has to do with the ability to see different realms of or feel or journeying and seeing different levels of that people can find answers for themselves. um, the facilitator or the shaman also can be helpful to figure out those answers as well from his journey that he might be doing. um, in my case, I would probably, we could use the word shaman, but I like to use the word more like facilitator of healing.
Why?
Because we are basically, people say God is the one that heals. And if I may use that word, in my case, we're using the word the spirit helps facilitate the healing.
Hmm.
We are just conductors of that process, and that's why I use the word I becoming a hollow bone to um, to create the manifestation of the divine or the manifestation of the healing from the spirit realm to help the person.
I was reading a book. This was a while ago. I think we had talked about it by Black Elk. And in one of his chapters, he was talking about how he clears through the energy of whatever might be inside him. So he is a clear vessel as he's doing his work for healing for others. So I thought that was interesting.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a lot of times, and this is an advice I would give to those people who practice the whatever kind of energy or spiritual healing, that protect themselves and protect the person they're working with.
Mhm.
And that's why when we use the different burning specific herbs that are non-toxic, obviously, such as sage or cedar or copal, that are resins. and it helps to, like you say, basically you do a cleansing and sweeping of these potential detrimental forms of energy that has to be kind of readjusted. That's part of the process, definitely. But it's just the
Yeah.
preparation for more deeper. In tonal healing, we use sound frequencies, we use uh, prayer, but it's very important that the sound frequencies that are needed for a specific tissue.
So when you're adjusting, you generally will spend like a session with you would be about 60 minutes, right?
Yes, definitely. It takes me about half an hour to get a complete reading of the person, and then I use the other half an hour to address any body wise healing that is being required, depending on what the person needs.
Yeah.
Um, in addition to that, I will probably, if there's some nutritional things that need addressed, obviously the person has to come back and do a little bit more time
Yeah.
into that advice.
Yeah. Yeah. And one of the cool things that I like about how you adjust is if you find an area of the body that may be locked or stuck or blocked, you'll start toning.
Yes, at that point when I'm performing the healing, and usually it helps to kind of it helps the muscles, to ease up, to relax. It's similar like when you insert the acupuncture needle in a specific point, and then you can also address that, singing into that portion of the body, like at the neck area or back, and depending on how I read what is being the discomfort or what could be the root of the problem, and so if it's required by the body, it will be singing to. And if it's not, obviously, it might require other types of problems that can be other types of tools that can be used to help out.
So you can be found at Alder Healing Center. And what are the services that you are offering at the center?
Well, obviously,
Because you do more
as
than chiropractics.
yes, chiropractic care under this new energy and eclectic healing perspective. Of course, I do the intuitive body energy reading, and obviously, for regular chiropractic, we can, it's possible, provide them with the service.
Okay.
But I usually kind of introduce myself into that aspect because I believe that if a person does not respond to adjustments or they require something more deeper, then we go into that. So by all means, I use the intuitive body energy reading, and then I will suggest the person what is it that we should be standing on. I do a little bit of body work to help reset the safety energy locks. I do some soft tissue work if needed. I may use acupuncture or pressure points or cupping. Um, Eventually, we can incorporate as a health coach service, nutrition, herbals, but definitely the root for those who require or when asking some spiritual healing, the tonal and feather healing is very important. The soul energy, prayer support. Basically, that's what we work with.
Do you have any classes or workshops coming up between now and the new year, like January 1st?
Not yet, but I'm looking into possibly. We're getting setting together because besides teaching this, what I'm looking into start promoting a little bit more on people because besides being a doctor, I like to be an educator. And I like to help people to get the tools that they need to help themselves. It would make my work more efficient, more easier if people start shifting like the way of they eat and everything. So I'm planning to set a couple of things pretty soon together on December, maybe January.
Dr. Raul, thank you for being on the program today. Thank you for joining us under the Alder Tree.
Thank you.
And we have some events coming up at Alder Healing Center. Next Wednesday, November 20th, is the Fountain of Youth event. We have this amazing collagen. I actually was working with, I made a face mask out of the collagen. Actually, here's what it looks like. Oh my God, this stuff is beyond amazing. And due to some stresses that I've been under, I was losing my hair and not sleeping really well. So now in the areas that I lost my hair is about this long now. And it's been about a month I've been consistently taking this. And then I was in a class this weekend and made a collagen mask. So I used the collagen along with aloe gel and a couple essential oils. I'm actually going to be teaching that class here under the Alder Tree, November 20th. It's from 6 to 7. It's a Wednesday night. And it's $10 to get in. And then we're having a community event. It's going to be a potluck. So come on down and join us. That's going to be November 21st. It'll be next Thursday. Wow, next Thursday already. So, and that's from 6 to 8 p.m. Come bring something, like a friend, or bring some food to share, and come join us and just hang out. It's just going to be a fun night of getting to know each other and hanging out. We've had, excuse me, we've had so many people participate in events and services and classes, and so this will be a great time to network and to just get to know each other. So I hope you guys join us. Again, that's the Fountain of Youth. It's going to be Wednesday, November 20th from 6 to 7 p.m. And then the community potluck event is from 6 to 8 p.m. A great opportunity to meet like-minded people, do some networking, have some fun, and also be sure to check our website for events that are on the calendar there. We have meditation coming up. We have Reiki shares and Reiki classes with Eva Get a Bet Off. And holidays, right? This is right before Thanksgiving. So we do have gift certificates available, and you can call the office and order them. Doesn't matter where you're at, we'll ship them out to you. And or you can stop on by and talk to us in a variety of denominations. So keep in mind health for the holidays. And then really, thank you for stopping by today. Here at Alder Healing Center, we pride ourselves on our services for the body, mind, and spirit. We offer natural, ancient, and cultural solutions, achieving the best quality of life possible. What we're masterful at is creating a bridge. You're at A and you want to get to C or M and Z. We're here to help you walk through into that point in your life, whatever that looks like, wherever that's at. Make an appointment today by calling 630-328-3928. That's 630-328-3928. We are located at 929 South Main Street, Suite 101 in Lombard. Your health and well-being depends on your willingness to take control. So let's do it today. We'll see you real soon under the Alder Tree.